Hey fans, friends, and family, whoever's watching, TommyBighamShow. You know what? I want to share something with everybody today, some stuff I've been going through. And I took a couple weeks off my videos because my grandmother passed away. And I just couldn't mentally do it, so I needed a break, right? Like from life, from everything. And so anyway, death is part of something that we have to deal with as adults, unfortunately. And my grandmother that woman was an angel. She was loved by so many people. She impacted so many people's lives. And very kind of a woman. But let me tell you something. If you upset that woman, she'd bust your butt. And it wouldn't feel good. And she'd use a paddle. Luckily, I think I only got my butt busted by her like 2 times in my lifetime. I was the favorite. And it was really something I did to upset her if I got my butt busted. So, you know, just spend some time with some family and sharing some memories and stuff, and that's helped a lot. I don't really feel that you ever really totally get over the loss of someone. I think you get better at dealing with it maybe, but I just don't think you totally get over it, you know. And along the way, I don't know, you know, I'm dealing with it. I like the rest of my family and stuff, and friends, my grandmothers that adored her, which she was an amazing woman. My grandfather passed away, I think it's been like 17 years ago now. And he was a rough, rugged man. He was a, you know, deputy sheriff, Marine, and oh man, he just told it how it was, whether he liked it or not. It was what it was. And I adored my grandfather. He helped me get through a lot of times in childhood, because my poor parents, I was a brat. I was always getting into shit and fighting with neighbor kids and kids at school, and I didn't get good grades because I didn't want to do the work. I did the work at school, but I didn't like to do homework. I hardly ever did homework. So I would get bad grades all through school. And the last 9 weeks, I get like A's and B's, so I'd pass for the year. I actually did learn a lot of the things I needed to learn. But as kids, until we become adults, you know, we don't really understand the things we put our parents through, you know. And luckily my parents are still together, and they love each other very much. I guess you ask my dad, depends on the day. But my mom is a very, very nice, warm woman, like my grandmother was. Now you catch her in a bad mood, you're gonna get the wrath of my mom, and that ain't good. She was never afraid to tell people how it is, and, you know, give them the straight answer, you know, a lot like me. And a lot of that's what I learned to do. And I like to say I'm straightforward, but I'm not going to say things that are going to hurt people's feelings out of the context, right? So, like, I'm not going to go out of my way to tell you that I don't like your hair by saying a bunch of stuff. Like, I'm just going to tell you, your hair's okay, you know? Well, that means I don't like your hair. You're right, I'm not going to go into why your hair looks like crap or why I don't like it, because some other people like different things than me or anybody else, you know? So that's just a little bit about me. Did 3 years in the Army. Fort Polk, Louisiana was my duty station. I don't know if I went into this. I graduated basic training 2 days after 9/11 happened. We listened to 9/11 happen on the radio as we're cleaning the barracks to graduate at Fort Jackson, Fort Jackson, South Carolina. Shit, I'm getting mixed up. And it was a very, very scary time as a 19-year-old young man in the Army getting ready to graduate. We thought we was going to war, but we quickly found out we still had to do AIT before we went and do all that. I've had a good bit of friends serve in the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it was hard to lose those friends. So, a lot of things that we deal with in life, we have to change reality for some things. We have to accept things that we don't want to accept, and that's just part of growing up and getting older. So I don't want to accept my grandmother's gone, but I need to be strong for my family and my friends that miss my grandmother. And I think we, as a lot of people, differently. We accept things differently, and we go through hard times, and whether you think you've got somebody to lean on or not, there's always somebody there that you can find to lean on, whether it's going to church and talking to a pastor or that. And recently I've started going to church with my brother, and my pastor's a really, really great guy. I missed church Sunday, and he was calling to check on me, and that was a really nice thing of him to do. He don't have to go out of his way to do that. That's just the great man of God that he is, and thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And I'm sure some people don't believe in God, and that's your decision. We don't all have to have the same belief and faith, but if you don't understand that there's something bigger out there than us, then I think you're a little lost. But anyway, I'm not here to preach or do politics, but I just want to give what I was feeling today and what I was going through over the last few weeks, and trying to move forward and give my grandmother's amazing legacy a notice, and just want everybody to hug your kids and hug your grandma if you've got a grandma, and your mom and dad, because part of life is, at one point, they're not going to be there, or you're not going to be there, and life is too short to just waste it, So, love y'all. Have a good one. Later.